Juan Toscano Anderson, also known as Stephen Curry's teammate, has had quite the journey in his NBA career so far. Just recently in their win against the San Antonio Spurs, Juan was shocked that the Golden State Warriors social media personnel posted about his pregame shoot-around. Just 6 years ago, this was the same player who wouldn't declare himself to the NBA draft after playing all 4 years and being eligible. So how did Anderson go from not being wanted from any NBA team to now being a quality forward for the Golden State Warriors? To answer this question, we need to go back to his college days. Coming out of high school, Anderson wasn't that highly ranked as most prospects, being only a 4-star on ESPN's recruiting website and the 61st ranked prospect on Rivals.com. As a result, Anderson in his first season collegiately didn't have much of an impact for the Marquette Golden Eagles, but it was the end of his sophomore season that he hinted of much more impact to come. Juan, in his sophomore postseason banquet, won the Darius Johnson Odom Sacrifice for the String Award, being a hard worker and hustler on both ends of the floor. Any foreshadowing there for Warrior fans? But more importantly, for Juan to win this award from his coaches and his teammates, with the head coach in Buzz Williams at the time, who will only play these types of players, who buy in and give all of their effort on every possession, it just led to his eventual breakout senior season. After finally being given actual consistent rotation minutes from Buzz Williams, in the 28 minutes that he received each night, Anderson was able to average 8.3 points, 5.7 rebounds, and 1.4 assists per game. His hard work and determination showed a massive jump from his junior season, where he was able to improve his field goal shooting from 37 to 49% and his three-point shooting from 19 to 34.8. Despite the improvements he made after going through any potential drafting process, Anderson believed at this time that it was it. He even mentioned that he didn't even watch the NBA draft. But as we know, this is just the start of Juan's NBA journey. After finishing his 4 seasons with the Marquette Golden Eagles, Anderson decided to, instead of trying to get a job in Silicon Valley, where he grew up near, in criminal justice, he joined the Mexican national basketball team for the 2016 FIBA World Cup qualifiers. Again, similar to what he experienced in his first couple of seasons in college, Anderson was marginally played, but in the few minutes that he did receive, he provided great energy and hustle, averaging 4.3 points and 3.3 rebounds per game on 41% shooting. After the qualifiers were finished, Juan would go on to play professional basketball in the Mexican Basketball League. But the next real big step in Anderson's career was when he was invited to the Golden State Warriors G League tryout. Originally, when first being invited to these tryouts, Juan didn't want to stress himself out. He was just going to be himself and hope his hustle stood out to the coaches. And it in fact sure did. After the tryouts were done, former G League head coach Aaron Miles just paid attention to how much Juan would be talking on both ends of the court, helping to direct his teammates and himself to the proper positions on the court. After the coach took great likeness towards Anderson, he was offered a spot on the Santa Cruz Warriors. But it was still a massive uphill battle for Anderson. For one, he was only being paid $2,000 a month. And two, where would the consistent minutes come from? Because after all, the G League is a battle. Each player is having the hopes of being called up. Fortunately for Anderson, he finally got his break in his second year in the G League. In the 2019-2020 G League season, in the 31 games that he played in, he was able to average 12.5 points, 9.1 rebounds, and 2.6 assists per game. Around February of the same year, the Warriors got in touch with Anderson to sign a 3-year veterans minimum deal with him. And before the lockdown occurred, Juan was able to get decent playing time, being able to average 5.3 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists a night. So now we have reached around the present moment, where Anderson is contributing nicely for the Warriors. But before the season started, this wasn't supposed to be the case. You see, the thing is, the Warriors were planning to place Anderson on their G League roster bubble. In fact, the Warriors even decided to waive Anderson in December, before being picked up quickly afterwards. But probably the biggest break and benefit for both Anderson and the Warriors was that the Warriors had to deal with an onslaught of injuries to their forwards and centers, such as James Wiseman and Kevon Looney. As a result, this led Steve Kerr to give Anderson actual starter minutes. And Anderson, well, he hasn't looked back since. In the short span of games, Juan has been able to average 8.8 points, 9.3 rebounds, and 3 assists per game. His all-around impact, ability to guard multiple positions, and now consistently spreading the floor at a 42.9% rate has even led Steve Kerr to make a comparison to a mini Draymond Green. And just think about this for a second. This is the same franchise who has been able to find a similar diamond in the rough gem in Damian Lee. To be able to see an impressive rise in Juan Toscano Anderson's game should be eye-opening to all of us that anything is possible when hard work is being put in. That's a pretty good recipe for being Stephen Curry's teammate. Until next time, peace.